The first card you have for your past is the Seven of Wands. So obviously this is the card of battling by yourself. That's what this poor man's doing. He has all these wands poking up at him and he's trying to kind of push them down and battle them all. So yeah, I'm seeing defense, I'm seeing defensiveness, and yeah, maybe you had to defend yourself over a lot of little annoying things, a lot of problems. Maybe you were being blamed for someone, maybe you felt as if you had to defend yourself against someone. And I'm just getting this really, uneasy feeling around this. I think it was like you were running around trying to fix things, trying to fix a lot of problems and making sure everything was okay for someone, not for yourself, for someone else. I'm seeing that, yes, there was someone who felt that you were personally responsible for all of these problems, all of these things that were happening. Yeah, I'm feeling really annoyed about this myself, because I think, everyone needs to be responsible for their own problems, not blame other people. And, you didn't create these problems. I'm seeing that these problems weren't created by you, but somehow this person was making you responsible for them. Yeah, this is happening around the workplace probably, or something work-related. I am seeing it's work. And yeah, if this resonates and you're still going through this, just try to find a way to stand up for yourself, because I don't think you've been doing that very much against this person. They might have been a supervisor, they might have been someone higher up or something like that. Maybe that's why you felt like you couldn't stand up to them, but you can. There are ways of standing up to people that aren't yelling and screaming and telling them horrible things. You can stand up in a very assertive and very calm way, and a professional way. If this is in the workplace, I mean, you can say something like, excuse me, I don't think these problems are my fault, and I just want to make that clear to you, and I want you to direct this anger or whatever it is to the person who's responsible, and that's not me. And I'm not going to be responsible for things that I haven't done. So, and if you go to do this again, I'm not going to be happy about it, and I might even tell somebody else about this, because it really isn't fair. You might want to say something that sounds quite bad, but you might want to say something like that, because I'm just getting this feeling that you might be a little bit quiet, a little bit softly spoken, and some people see this as being a doormat. Some really aggressive types who act really aggressively think that the only way that you can get yourself heard is to be aggressive, and that's not true. And you're not a doormat, you know that, but they need to be reminded of that. They need to be reminded that you're not a doormat. They need to know that, and it needs to come from you. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have for your past is the Six of Wands. Yeah, so you might not have actually said anything yet. I'm seeing that again. You might not have said anything directly to this person. Maybe you hinted at things. Maybe you said things subtly. Maybe you rolled your eyes or something like that. But this isn't the kind of person who you can be subtle around. You can't just say to them, you can't say to this person, oh, I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's a good thing to do. Or, you can't say subtle things to them. It's just going to go right through their, well, I was going to say thick head. It's going to go right through their head. They're not going to listen to it. So I know it isn't like you, but you might have to actually hit them over the head with this information, that you are not going to put up with this, not literally, obviously, but if you haven't already, just tell them clearly and directly. Yeah, this is the victory card. So if you do this, if you take this straightforward action, you'll get positive results from this. It probably won't be easy. It's not going to be easy for you. I can see that. This person isn't an easy person, and it's going to be really hard work. They are hard work, but I'm seeing that they're banking on you saying nothing. They're expecting you to say nothing. It's like they've got the attitude that's like, oh, this person doesn't say anything. They never stand up for themselves. I can just keep on pushing them and it'll be fine. And no one will blame me. They'll think it's them. That's the kind of attitude they have. That's what the attitude they have. You need to stop this. Please don't say nothing. Please say something to them. The last card you have for your past is the Hermit. So yes, you're not normally someone who comes out and confronts people. You're a thoughtful person. You're an introspective person like this Hermit. And I'm also seeing that, because you've had so much stress around you and so many things in your head with this horrible person around you bothering you, and you had a lot of other stress going on at this time as well. You had a lot of things on your mind, but I think this might have caused you to not have had a lot of time or energy for other relationships at this time as well. Maybe with friends, maybe family, maybe with someone who you're in a relationship with, maybe everyone. You just didn't have the energy to deal with people or have long conversations with them. You probably were texting people at this time, little messages, but I don't think you even had the energy to even have a conversation over the phone. So people might have felt that you were the Hermit, that you were avoiding them, but you weren't trying to do this on purpose at this time. It was just that you're mentally and emotionally exhausted because of all of this other stuff that was going on. And again, if you're still going through this, if you haven't said anything to this person, please say something to this person, because that will get rid of a lot of this mental anguish. And you have the Victory card. So if you do come forward and say this to this person, it's going to work well for you. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your present is Justice. So yeah, I don't mean to this to be all about work, but I keep on seeing things around the workplace because probably this is where your biggest stress is at this time, stress around the workplace. That's where the focus is. That's probably why I'm seeing workplace things. And yeah, what I'm seeing here is that you're actually propping this person up. This is making me quite angry. I don't like these kind of people. You're propping this person up, this person who's trying to make you responsible for their own mess. Yeah, again, they might be higher up than you, or they might think they're higher up than you. Might be that. But they look good. They only look good because you make them look good. That's why if they didn't have you, they'd look terrible. They'd look like the mess that they are. And I think eventually you will probably end up leaving this workplace. You're not going to jump up in a bad temper and leave. That's not like you. You're probably going to line something else up first for you to go into, and you'll probably think very carefully about this. You'll do all the right things, but I think eventually you will leave. And I think you're just going to eventually come to the realization, and you're probably doing that now, that the stress just isn't worth it. It just is not worth it. You spend a long time in the workplace, many hours in the workplace. Do you want to spend all those hours of your life feeling like that? No. It is not worth it. And you're right if that's what you're thinking. And you will finally leave. I think eventually you're going to leave this place. And if and when you do finally leave, I think their incompetence is going to be revealed. That's what I'm seeing. People are going to find out what they're like, and they won't be able to cope properly on their own because you're propping them up. And I don't like using the word karma, but let's just say that life isn't going to be very easy for them, especially around the workplace. Once you leave, it is not going to be easy for them. Let's just say that. Yeah, so the next card you have for your present is the Hierophant. Yeah, so I do keep on seeing a lot of stress around you. This is a very stressful time for you, not just in the workplace, but in other areas as well. So you are stressed, you're going through things, but you're still very, very strong. There's a lot of strength inside you. You might be quietly spoken, but you have a lot of inner strength. And this inner strength can surprise people sometimes when they see it, because they don't often see it, and then suddenly it comes out and they see it. Oh, this person's actually really strong. So you can be very stubborn, you can be very determined. I'm really feeling that this is a time in your life when you're starting to say, I'm not putting up with any more people's rubbish. And obviously this is happening in the workplace. This is where it's starting to happen. I'm also seeing it happening around relationships. You might have distanced yourself from someone or even left someone recently. or you might still be in the process of doing this now because this is in the present. There's an overwhelming feeling in this whole reading that enough is enough. I'm getting this enough is enough feeling around this. So yeah, there are so many aspects in your life where you're feeling this enough is enough. And this is a process where when you go through this process, you're getting rid of people. It sounds terrible getting rid of people, but yes, you're already doing this, or you are, with a relationship, and it's going to be painful, of course. But you know, it's a good process, even though it's a painful one. It's for the good later on. And you know, anything that forces you out of bad situations that you're kind of stuck in and into new situations, something better, is a really good thing. Because the Hierophant can be about set ways of doing things, stuck in your set way. You know, it can be about organized religion or organized things, or social norms where people have to follow these little set rules, whether they agree with them or not, without even thinking. And I think now you were doing things without thinking, and now you're kind of opening your mind up and you're thinking about everything, you're questioning everything. And this is why you're saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. That's what I'm seeing in this card. Whatever these set ways that you were set in before, that you're in, obviously they weren't working for you, so it's time for a change. Definitely a time for a change. The last card you have for your present is the Four of Cups. So yes, again, I'm just seeing you waking up. So it's like you're a sleeping lion who's finally woken up, and then you're roaring and you're looking around saying, oh, what can I change? I'm not happy. I'm going to take action. So, you know, a lot of what's been going on around you, you are just not accepting anymore. And anything that you don't want in your life anymore, you're not accepting, even to the point where you're saying no to small things like invitations, people asking you to do things for them. I am seeing that you are having a lot of people asking you to do things for them. Some selfish people as well, who see you as a doormat as well. You're not a doormat, you're very strong. So yeah, what you're going to do is you're just going to put a stop to all of that. And you're going to remove what you don't want in your life. And yeah, again, I'm seeing this is a painful process. Distancing yourself from people, leaving people behind, moving out of things. It's not an easy process. You can be stuck in a comfortable bad situation and jump into an uncomfortable better situation. But, you know, it's a bit like, you know, when you remove bad things out of your life, it can be difficult. You might look at things and say, oh, I don't want to leave that. I don't want that to go. But it's for the best. It's like when you're clearing your cupboard out full of clutter, if you've got a cluttering desk or a cluttery room and you want to clear everything out. And sometimes you look at things and think, oh, I don't want to get rid of that. That's what I had in, you know, 2008. I had this really nice piece of plastic that reminds me of this, and it really is rubbish. You can still remember the thing without keeping the thing. So, you know, you might feel a little bit sad about letting some things go, letting some people go. But like clutter, once you've gotten rid of it, you feel free, you feel fresher, you feel completely different. And that's how you're going to feel when you finish this process. So it's a good process. It's an important process for you to go through. The first card you have for your future is Death, yes. So yeah, this is the ultimate endings and new beginnings card. This is you on a new path, and it's a painful path. Obviously, real life death is a very painful thing to go through, to be grieving someone, to be, you know, going through that. I'm not saying that you're going to have anyone die around you, but yeah, this is painful but necessary. That's what I get in the Death card. A painful thing that's necessary, that has something better after you've been through that. And yeah, you're on a new path now. And yeah, there's no getting away from the fact that there is some difficulty around this, but you're heading to a more positive place. And yeah, again, I'm seeing you losing some people along the way, but I think, you know, you already knew that this is what you had to do. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is, this might sound a bit strange, and obviously it's only going to apply to some people, but I'm seeing back pain in this card. Your back might be a little bit sore, or maybe a lot sore, or maybe your shoulder or something around that area. Your back is sore. I'm seeing that, and it might be a result of stress. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but I am seeing stress-related back pain. So if this resonates, as you go down this path of removing stress, removing clutter from your life, this pain should fade away, because I am seeing it stress-related. But obviously, see a doctor if you have serious back pain. Don't listen to me. I just need to say that, but that's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your future is the Nine of Cups. So again, you're going to have to leave some people behind. I'm seeing someone, and I think I was seeing that maybe in the Four of Cups, I think it was. There were some selfish people around you, and there are still going to be some people who are very demanding of you. I'm seeing a specific person. I'm seeing a relative who's quite demanding of you. Might be the same person I'm seeing in the Four of Cups. Now, it's not going to be easy to move on from this person. I don't think you're going to completely cut them out. I think that might be a bit difficult, but I'm seeing that you might start by just distancing yourself a bit, being a bit more unavailable when they ask for unreasonable things, just setting up some boundaries between you and this person. And yeah, I think that this is what happens normally. Selfish people who expect everyone to do everything for them, when the person starts to say no to them, they tell them that they're selfish. That's what usually happens. And that's what I'm seeing here. You might be branded as selfish by these people, but you're not selfish. You are self-preserving and self-caring. So it's not like you're never going to help anyone again. You're going to help people where it's needed, but you're not going to help them where you think that they're taking advantage of you, and then you're not going to let people use you. That's what I'm seeing. You're not selfish. You're just not going to be the old you. You're going to be the new you. The last card you have for your future is the Hanged Man. So, yeah, I'm seeing strength in this card, solidity and strength. Solidity, being solid. So, yeah, you're going to build up your strength, and I think you're going to start doing that by spending more time by yourself. Now, obviously, you've got some people you're not seeing anymore. You're kind of eliminating some people. You're removing yourself, distancing yourself from some people. And so, yes, you are naturally going to have more time by yourself. I'm not seeing loneliness around this. This is actually really positive. This is like you're going to give yourself time to think about what you truly want, not what people tell you you should want, or not what other people want you to do, what you want. If you look at the Hanged Man, his legs are making the shape of the number 4. And the number 4 can represent stability, order, completion, 4 corners of a square, all of that kind of thing. And yeah, this is a process that you're still going through, but it's going to lead to this strength. It's going to lead to this stability, positivity. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is, try not to push this process too quickly. Obviously, the Hanged Man's hanging back. He's not rushing forward. He's just kind of sitting back a little bit. So, yeah, don't rush this process. Ideas are going to come when they come. Things are going to come when they come. And you're going to be fully enlightened after this process. And yeah, very enlightened. Look at this man. He's got a light around his head. I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, enlightenment. After the number 4, after coming around, full circle, right around in this process, you come down and then you come to his head, which is enlightenment. So that's what you're going to have, this enlightenment. But don't push it. It comes when it comes. That's what I'm seeing.